With a broken gearbox that won't go forward and 90 miles that separates us from the yard where we plan to start repairs, this week our situation is dire.
But it's not working, we're moving that way!
We construct a plan to meet up with a towboat 16 miles out of port, and this leads us to attempt one of the most bizarre ideas we've ever had: to push our 18-ton sailing vessel 16 nautical miles
Don't like this at all.
with simply a dinghy.
G'day guys!
How are you?
I am very well, how are you?
Yes, loving life.
Yes.
Back on the boat.
Yes.
First,
Sweating it out?
this is our third day on the boat, and finally we're starting to feel good today. If you've watched our previous episodes, you would have seen that when we came in here, our engine wasn't working. We got towed in. Right now, that's still the case. From what I can tell, it's a gearing issue. The engine is working fine. It's just when you engage forward, the gears don't go in properly. I'm going to have a solid crack into that today. I'll explain more as I go along. I want to make sure the engine's right to start, so I want to make sure it's topped up with oil and radiator fluid because I'm going to start up at some point today, hopefully. My first idea is that when you drive the accelerator forward, that there is a cable issue between the accelerator and the engine. If that's the case, it's going to be a really easy fix, I think. If it's not the case, we have bigger problems.
Have we said that we're in Malaysia, by the way?
Maybe. Yes, for those of you who don't know where we are.
For those of you who don't know where we are.
Wow.
Just took over there. We are currently in Port Klang in Malaysia. And our vessel, Merewether 2, in brackets.
No two, just Merewether.
No 2, just Merewether. We're on Merewether.
Include drone shot here.
Boom.
Port Klang is the largest port in Malaysia, 12th busiest in the world. While we weren't meant to stop here, we are happy to have stumbled across the trade gateway to Kuala Lumpur. So I have topped up the gear oil to the perfect level, that's 100%. I've topped up the engine oil to the perfect level, the coolant, everything is as it should be. I'm going to turn this engine on now and see if we get some forward motion so we can limp to Pangkor. Well, it was worth a try. The gear system is really done. So, we'll just have to get towed.
Hello.
Hey,
The initial problem with the gearbox, well, it's a lot bigger than we thought.
it's quite complex.
Yes.
So there's no way we're taking apart the gearbox while here in this marina. We're going to be doing all that work in Pangkor. We'd much prefer to just get towed to the yard and do it there.
And start all the repairs.
And start all the repairs, exactly right.
Yeah.
That leads us to our next problem, is getting towed to our marina. I've hit up pretty much every boat in the marina to tow us the 90 miles to Pangkor.
Any boat that has like 2 engines, 200, 250 horsepower engines, we're like, hi, do you want to tow us?
The yard in Pangkor, they have agreed to tow us back to their yard, but the problem is they're not allowed to enter this port, which is Port Klang. We've been asking boats left, right and centre if they want to take us out to this island.
Yeah.
Another option is for us to put our dinghy in the water, put the engine on and actually push our 18-ton, 52, 53-foot boat.
Broken boat.
We haven't actually blown up the dinghy since we've had it. We don't know if the engine works, so we're just blowing it up now, and also we're going to put the engine on.
Yeah, see if it's not leaking or anything.
I don't have a lot of confidence in this plan. Putting our dinghy and engine in the water for the very first time, we had no idea if the dinghy would float or the engine start. To say this plan was daring would be an understatement at the very least. But with only one day before we had to meet our towboat, it was now or never. Okay, baby, we're going forward. Hard lock to the left.
Yes, but it's not working. It's not. We're moving that way.
Rotating. Maybe I'm gonna attach myself to the starboard side. See if that's any better.
Why would that be any better?
I don't know. I'm just gonna try.
This is very stressful. I'm having a really shitty day as it is. He was attached to port, and we're just going to port. So now I was gonna attach to starboard and see if that's any better. Honestly, I don't think so, and it's really hard to see in this cockpit right now with all the debris. It's a stressful situation. Don't like this at all. There's boats coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna start pushing you, baby.
Okay.
So I have been in some hairy situations in my little short yachting career, and this is probably right up there. We've strapped a 6 horsepower engine to our dinghy, and the dinghy right now is pushing our 18-ton 53-foot sailing vessel. It's not ideal. We are about to enter a kind of a busy port or a busy area where there's some very serious ships, so we're going to take our time getting through there. There is no wind. There's a little bit of current in our direction, in our favour, but my goodness, this is the hairiest thing I've done in a very long time. We have an anchor, so if we do get in strife, if a storm comes up, the wind comes up, for some reason the little dinghy back here cannot push the boat and we can't maintain a course, we can throw down the anchor, and the marina back there has agreed, you know, to help us out if we get in a lot of strife. But I'm reasonably confident this is going to all go okay. Reasonably. The reason we had to make it outside of the port was the tow vessel from Pangkor was not allowed to enter the port without checking in. That process would have taken a lot of time and cost us a lot of money. Okay, so we're about an hour and a half into this dinghy motor. Still can't get over it. We think we've had a bit of current with us, which is quite nice. So we've been going about 2.5 knots. We're just coming out of the thin channel into a more wide channel, so I'm not sure if our speed's going to slow down. I think it might. Where we have been staying for the past week, 2 weeks maybe, is a port called Port Klang. It's probably Kuala Lumpur's main port where all the shipping containers come into, and right now we are just slowly, ever so slowly, making our way past the big ships. I've instructed Isabel to make sure that we scoot to the other side of the channel, so if any of these ships want to come out, we're nowhere near them for that, and there's no risk of getting in anybody's way, because we don't want to hit anybody, we don't want anybody to hit us, we don't want fines, all the rest of that nasty stuff, so we're being as safe as we can. So right now we got a bit of a problem. We have, you can see it behind me, we've got a decent sized ship over here. We don't want to get in his way, but we also don't want to slow down. At the moment we can only control the boat as long as we're moving forward. We're going to do big circles, and hopefully by the time we've done one big circle he's passed and we can scoot across this very scary channel. Meanwhile, the trooper in the background is killing it. Go 6 horsepower Yamaha, love it.
Well, hello guys. Believe it or not, we are actually puttering along very nicely. At times we're doing 2.5 now. We've been at it for 5 hours? No, 6 hours. 5.5, 6 hours. We're just coming out from the headlands right now and it is going really well. Kieran is sitting in the dinghy, just protecting the ropes. We don't want them to snap because that would be no good. It is actually going very well and I am surprised. There's no waves out here, there's hardly any boats. It's saying we're gonna arrive before 8 o'clock and 8 o'clock is pretty much when the sun is really set, so that would be amazing if we made it before then. Just incredible. Put down a hook and then wait for, our towboat that's gonna arrive tomorrow morning. Very pleased with this. I mean, we saved ourselves so much money not getting towed out. Very, very surprised by this turn of event. Very happy, but very surprised.
Oh, 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 oh. Last hour, 3 miles to go. I gotta say I had my doubts. And I definitely know Isabel had her doubts.
I've never had any doubts.
You at the start of the day.
Very positive. I'm like, we are gonna make this here.
Oh
Just
my
relax.
goodness! I've never heard such a load of crap in my life.
Oh.
Baby, are you sure? Are you sure we can do this? Are you sure this is gonna go okay?
We woke up with like pouring rain and thunderstorm and the engine didn't work. There was a lot of things telling us that we couldn't do this.
Who was right, baby?
You were right, my love. It doesn't happen very often, but there you go.
Walk with me, lead the way, I will follow. You woke me up, I no longer feel hollow.
If somebody asked me if you could travel 16.5 miles just with the dinghy and the engine without having to push anything, I'd pretty much look at that person and say, no way. I'd never attempt that. I'd never even thinking about attempting that. But today, what we've done is just stupidly crazy. Pushing this boat with that dinghy.
18 tons.
I wasn't expecting to make it, to be honest. I was expecting to get halfway and have to throw down the anchor. So the fact that we're just about there, baffling. Absolutely baffling.
And the sun's still out.
The sun is still out, we've made good time. We're doing 2.5 knots. Crazy.
Laughable, hey?
Sorry?
Laughable.
Laughable.
It's about time we got some luck here.
Yeah, 100%. Alright, we are finally arrived. I'm just going to turn the engine off now and we're going to put this anchor down for the first time ever.
Good job, baby! Good job! You did so well! You did so well! This guy, legend!
Unsure about how much chain we actually had, we released the anchor very slowly as to not lose it all into the water.
Alright, we're wrapping up.
Wrap it up, baby! Pack her up, boys!
Oh, that was very loud in
sorry.
my ear.
Pack her up, boys
And girls.
and girls.
So today has been a
Interesting day.
little bit stressful, but overall successful.
Yes. We made it to the island.
We made it to this island. We're going to get picked up tomorrow
We
morning.
rescue tomorrow.
Finally, we're going to make it to the boatyard.
You have to understand why we're so happy as well. It's because we really didn't we had been in that marina for quite some time, and it was hot and it was sticky, and we were done with that. We couldn't fix the boat up, we couldn't start what we really wanted to do, so very, very eager to start that process and just like get rid of everything on the bow. Yeah, just finally start. So very happy that we're one step further doing that.
When we first bought the boat, we thought we had a good engine and gearbox, which we could actually go straight to the yard to get pulled out. And all these problems along the way has just been,
just some kicks in the gut, you know. No, it's a big win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, we're not there yet, but
no,
it's looking good.
We made 16 miles. Yeah, baby.
All right, we'll catch you guys in the morning.